Hello, and welcome back. It's episode 71 of our adventures with the crew of the Club Molotov, with the Stars Without Number, space shenanigans system, and so forth. Is everybody excited for what is to come?
I'm terrified.
Based off
Good.
last episode, yeah, I'm very terrified. You like to pop things out on us. Unpleasant things.
I mean, as soon as you beat Bazza the first time, I thought, oh, he's not going to take this lying down at all.
Yeah, fair. Well,
I
now he's not
knew
taking
you
it
would.
anyway.
It's meat paste. Oh, God. So gruesome. Anyway.
I'm just gonna say hi, Blake, because it's like the first time I can say hi because we're normally streaming in the middle of when he says hi. So, and hi to Morgan in the background.
Hi, Morgan.
He's gone.
Ah, he's gone. Okay.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he
from my room.
waved. He gave a wave.
Yay. I don't know
Hi,
why, but
Lo.
he makes me think of a pirate. Anyway.
Rum.
Boris.
So, when last we saw the party, they had a very conspicuous encounter with one Bazza of Uranus, who decided that tailing Dr. Charles on his way home from work on a loud motorcycle would be a wonderful way to figure out where Locky was. He was intercepted by the party, who were able to rub two neurons together, unlike some. And after realizing that he was very angry and potentially on drugs, brought him to the garage along with the big guy and his drug dealer / bookie for a rematch, as Bazza wanted vengeance for the absolute hammering he had received from Locky a few weeks prior in the Fall of Grace. The fight was protected by the half a dozen psychic assassins that had been residing with you that you rescued previously, and the fight went off with a bang.
Literally.
Literally.
I literally
After-
blew away the competition.
After a very close fight in which both Bazza and Locky were almost done in, Locky slit Bazza's throat, kicked him backwards, and then detonated a demo charge that had been implanted in the floor of the garage.
No way.
He was profoundly disintegrated, which made the big guy very upset because he spent a lot of money on making Bazza be better and be able to square off against Locky in this arena. He angrily pursued Dimitri and had some coitus as he wanted to, and we know that the big guy is a beast of pure impulse and sexual innuendo.
Innuendo. Sorry.
Brain. Sparks, Pim, and Mordeaux assisted in streaming, well, not streaming, but recording the fight, as the previous one that was fought made the big guy a lot of money on the darknet. And so, and as a condition of allowing this fight to take place, Catalina made a deal with the big guy to get a share of the revenue of this video that was sent out. Finally, after Locky bested Bazza, he retreated to a bunk to rest with his not that many hit points left, even though he was inconspicuously healed by Dr. Charles during the fight, though that did cost him another dose of regalia, which he is currently still under the influence of.
Yeah, that's right.
And while Locky was resting, the librarian came down and gave him a jolly good thrashing. She dropped an encyclopedia on his junk, grabbed his ear and twisted it, and said in no uncertain terms, if he ever did anything like that ever again, she would end him.
Oh, yes.
As no one is to wrong the librarian.
There's a reason she's the gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm. She may seem like a harmless old lady, but she can throw down with the best of them. And that is where we left the party.
Catalina's
So the
gone to
question
get
is-
ice cream for Locky.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. I'm sure you can find ice cream very easily. So, just to streamline having dodgy people not here anymore, I will say logically that once the big guy has had a few conjugal visits with Dimitri, he would request being dropped off somewhere to go about his business elsewhere. And Ivan is more than happy to oblige if it means that he gets out of their secret base.
I mean, I can't make him do walk of shame.
No.
You probably could make him do walk of shame if the big guy knew the definition of it.
I was gonna say, I don't feel that man has shame.
Yeah.
He has absolutely no shame whatsoever.
This all did cross my mind.
So after enjoying his company several times, and yes, I'm being very tactful in the way I am describing your encounters with him. He gives you a very flirtatious farewell, as if to say, "This was fun. I'll catch you next time." So his bookie, Ivan, and we'll say the remains of Bazza that could be scraped together by the people nearby are all piled up onto the bus and taken away to be dropped off elsewhere.
We're not gonna just burn them in the elevator shaft again?
No, that's too good for Bazza.
And there's not really much left of him to be burned. So, what is it that you as individuals or as a group are going to try and do? You are currently still working towards your eventual goal of infiltrating Jakub Hanna's abode during a party.
Catalina had suggested seeing if Locky and Mordo and Dimitri as well, if he wants, wanted to try and find either a construction or security position within the employment or radius of the venue, the event that's going to happen.
Locky will definitely go for a position in construction when he's feeling a little bit better.
Yeah, well, she did suggest talking to Ivan about organizing it.
My plan was actually to coordinate things from outside.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Catalina's
cool.
going neck deep.
Of course, you have proven yourself competent in the eyes of the Star Chef, the Supreme.
Ah, yes, the Supreme. I
The
don't know.
Supreme.
I don't know why, but he makes me think of an ice cream or just like a big curly whirly of cream. I don't.
The Big Supreme ice cream.
I don't know.
If you want to imagine him having like a white curly twist of hair on top of his head, I'm entirely okay with that.
Done. Canon. I accept this and nothing less.
Colonel Sanders.
Basically. So, is there any additional prep that is going to be done? Because I have something I wish to drop in your laps that would occur in the days immediately after this fight.
Did Catalina and maybe even Mordo get a chance to do the perimeter of the, like, to see if we could suss out anything underground? Like using like infrared or I don't know, any of our other signals to see if we can get a
You'd probably
vague...
go with electromagnetic and look for
Yes.
power cables.
Yeah, that would be a good way to determine where walls are.
Good
Just
point.
underground, if they'd be able to do that. Even if it was from the sewers, which is not her favorite thing to do, but
Well, I mean, you can do it from 2,000 feet in the air.
I'm just saying
Hey.
she can't be seen.
Yep. Observation drone with electromagnetic visuals with health shit and observation kit.
But how? I mean, as someone who's familiar with the science behind it, how much soil would feasibly?
And like
It's
concrete
how they-
and like
That's how they mine for gold. As for what would actually block it, probably 3 to 4 inches of iron, steel, or any other heavy metal.
Okay.
Or significantly less lead.
Fair enough.
I still reckon an inch of lead would probably. It would need to be at least an inch if you're looking at electromagnetic, because lead doesn't block electromagnetic; it blocks radiation.
Well, that being the case, you two did spend several weeks scouting out and investigating the area, and with that kind of drone functionality and foreknowledge, you would probably have been able to successfully see a rough outline of one additional floor beneath the known area. You don't know if there's anything else under that, but you were able to read the electromagnetic signature. It seems to be a rather large space with some decently high capacity wires running through there, and and the area itself is half under the house and half under the outdoor area / swimming pool. But aside from a rough idea of where the cables go, you don't know much about what that area would be used for.
yeah, we just
Hey,
have a vague idea of the wall space.
I would approach Locky. Hey, Locky, do you know if demo packs work underwater?
I can't see why they wouldn't.
I mean, like, breaching the swimming pool's not a bad idea.
At that, he's kind of just gonna like memory flashback to Catalina's comments.
Catalina
Just left.
walks in.
No.
Catalina walks in at this moment and throws an ice pack at you.
I mean, like, think of it this way. You're a guard in some super secret facility and suddenly you're washed away with a giant fucking swimming pool's worth of a couple of tons of water, followed by an explosion and men with guns coming in. You're going to be a little rattled.
What are you guys talking about?
Blowing up a swimming pool.
I did.
His idea.
Why are we blowing up a swimming pool?
I mean, you want... here. And I just, like, pop my drone on the table. We got a holo pad around here.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll grab that and throw it up.
Where are we?
See, it looks like this bit underlaps the swimming pool at Jakob's place. If we, like, I don't know, breach in the deep end of the pool, probably
You know
be
what?
pretty easy in and out.
There's something that actually I've realized you would probably also know. I'm just thinking about the way that the shape of this weird idea I had is configured. Sorry, I'm rendering something in my brain.
Can we keep talking while you figure it out, or?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been ages since I've gone for a swim.
Look, I think this is a really smart idea. I don't think it is a wise idea. We need to be quiet first. If quiet doesn't work and things start to what is expression? Shit hit fan, then maybe explosion is an idea.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking maybe automated defenses and shit. If there's power lines running through there, that shit would be fried the moment we put half a swimming pool worth of water in there.
but we also don't know what is down there. We may need the technology.
Man, point taken.
So, last resort. Maybe escape plan. You know? Draw attention. And while everyone is chaos, we live.
I guess the other
Okay.
option is I draw people off into the woods with a sniper rifle while you guys actually do the infiltration.
Is going to be party. Let us quiet first.
One more piece of information I failed to note. A thing that you would know based on being able to see the currents is there are 4 high-powered electric motors built underground near-ish to the swimming pool, not underneath it, but like off to one side.
He has
Can
a
I-
jet.
Can you roll me a tech save, actually, Alice, to whether I would know enough about swimming pools to associate that as anything but a swimming pool pump?
Nope.
Yeah, no, that's a swimming pool pump.
Can I do a tech save to know?
Sure.
Or a save of some kind?
Mhm.
Or a roll? Nope, I don't know either. All we know is there's power. A lot of power. We could
I mean,
cut off power. They're using a lot of it. I don't know what for, but it would be a good distraction, you know.
it's all around the pool. What? So all the guests get cold in their pool?
I don't know. What do you have 4 big generators for?
The pool.
I know. Actually, I'm just gonna show you where they are because I can do this.
Ah, is this on Roll20? I don't have
Yep.
it up, so I will get my laptop out.
I have it up on the stream if
So-
you just want to pull that up.
So, here's the pool. You know,
Oh, I found the
so
pump. Yep. Oh god.
Yeah,
There's so much of it. Oh god, there's so much
Yes.
of it.
there's a lot of map. So
Yes.
here's
there
the
is.
pool. The 4 motors are here, 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 and here in a
That
line.
that didn't really make sense because of the pings. Can you put little dots on the map? Is that okay?
I can do this. So they're like in a line coming from near the pool going up.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like one there, one there, one there, and one there.
Okay.
Roughly. And as you have a 3D map of the house, and as you examine it, make me a tactics roll.
Okay. Is
Can you
Locky
do my
included in
tactics
that?
roll as well? Sorry, Alice.
Yeah, I assume he would be at least
We in a
watching over
planning
your shoulder.
meeting where everyone would be.
For you, Chris, it was a 5 and a 4. And for me, it was a 5 total. Great.
For me, it is a 10.
Okay.
To me,
Intelligence?
I'm not the.
So either a 10 or an 11, based on if it's using intelligence or what.
So, Locky and Mondo are able to put together that the positions of these
Hey, sweetie. So,
of these motors. I've not done it.
house now.
I've not done it entirely well, but they are meant to line up, like roughly being on either
I'm also
side
gonna order.
of the parking spaces, but back a bit.
Oh, you mean okay. So like there and there.
Yes.
Hang on.
So-
let me, So like here and here-ish?
And also, that's my watching here. Like here contains 2 of them next to each other, and that is in
Oh,
that location roughly, but deeper underground by about another 3 meters.
so maybe another elevator. Or a car space of some kind.
On me.
Okay. I am so suspicious of this now. It's like the chair in the room, man.
It also
Why is
depends
the
on
chair?
how much power is coming off them.
Well, it's less that I feel like power wouldn't be coming off them all the time, but in your scans, you would have seen occasional large amounts of power going through them. They are not active all the time, but you were watching for long enough to see them active a few times.
Yeah, we probably would have like done a whole day of reconnaissance just to like watch patterns of people and things like that.
My guess is something like that. Probably a service elevator or a vehicle elevator going down, so they can get heavy equipment in and out.
That is strange. What do they need this for? I'm even more suspicious than I was before. And suspicious makes me cautious, and cautious makes me...
Evil guy, evil underground layer.
I
Reversing
mean,
a
look.
Bond villain?
I didn't hear that.
I said we're versing a Bond villain?
Oh, yeah, apparently.
Hell yeah.
I was
That
gonna
means
start
he's got
seeing
an
them
evil
paint-
henchman who throws something strange or fights in a weird way.
Yes, the chef. He throws knives.
Now I'm
And
just
cutlery.
now I'm just imagining a dome full of Australians gathering around a CRT monitor watching VHS tapes of James Bond movies.
Dun 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 dun.
Gotta live off
Mission
something.
Impossible.
Yeah, I mean, it is Mission Impossible! But Catalina, this is Mission Impossible! She's gonna be creeping in there like, oh fuck, a fuck, a fuck, a fuck, a fuck. Okay.
Fun times will be here back.
My computer just made noises at me. What the fuck?
Didn't like something you did.
It's not allowed to
So-
make noises at me.
This is information that is available to you. Who you want to share it with and what you want to do with it is up to you.
Definitely I'd probably actually pull a meeting together once Locky's feeling a bit better and after we've cleaned up the library.
Well, that's where
So-
Charles is. He's gone straight up to the library to help clean while he's on his high.
So Locky,
Yeah.
Think-
can you walk?
How much system strain do you lose a day again? It's just one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I could walk. Just a bit worn down.
Okay. Even if token gesture, we'd better go to library now or she is going to hate you forever. You don't want to be on the bad side of the librarian. Trust me. I've seen it.
got
It's
got
scary.
that feeling. It's just kind of like look down his crotch slightly. Got that feeling.
Come on, I'll help you. Mordo, get on the other side. And we'll like help him hobble across.
So you make your way up to the library. Dr. Charles, you're in a very interesting situation because you're still riding high and feeling very confident, and have like the entire length of a shelf hovering in front of you, and you are like, and you have them like in midair and are like re-alphabetizing them, being like, okay, just like sliding them back and forth.
And then
It's a very
as I got it
cool-
right, I'm like, and then I move to the next shelf.
Yeah, you're like, okay, done. And then you like pick up another entire slab and start organizing that. So Locky, you hobble in and see Dr. Charles just doing this, being a badass space wizard.
You know what,
And,
Lucky?
Catalina and Mordo are still holding on to him, but he's gonna like start like trying to turn around. Like, no, I don't have the patience for space magic right now. No.
He's not going anywhere. Look, Lucky, I think it's a little bit weird too. But it's Dr. Charles. What's there to be scared of? Never mind. Don't
Weird.
answer that question.
Weird is, Molly. Molly's weird.
She's adorable.
That's unnatural.
Molly is not weird. I say as I peer from behind a shelf.
She is
Yeah!
adorable.
Eccentric.
Adorable, but a little bit strange, you gotta admit. I mean, aliens and all that's still a new thing to me. But that... Nah.
Locky.
Do I hear this?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not being
Definitely.
quiet.
At that point, I'm like gonna stop partway through and be like, "If you wish, I could leave you to clean this up by yourself."
Can someone check my shelf? Because I'm pretty sure that I've arranged it in Cyrillic alphabetic order.
So that's something I would have gone straight to the librarian and be like, "Okay, I need your alphabet on a piece of paper, like on a thing written out, so I can figure out how it's meant to be in alphabetical order."
Yeah, good point.
Locky is totally just gonna organize it in order of which ones seem cool to which ones seem lame.
Catalina at some point's gonna like elbow Locky in the ribs and be like, "You need to go apologize to her as well, and make it sincere."
Maybe once we're done here. I need to heal a bit more.
It takes you a few hours, especially considering the fact that that Locky's thought process of organizing is entirely subjective and will need fixing by somebody else. But at least he's picked them up off the floor and has put them on shelves, which was a good chunk of the work. But after all that time, the library is brought back in order, and the librarian is just like standing behind her desk, arms crossed, looking. She's very difficult to read in this kind of stance. She looks satisfied, but also not satisfied. It's a very weird expression she's putting on.
Would Catalina have more insight because she spent a lot more time around her?
Yeah, she's pretending to be unhappy because she wants more.
Catalina does not enlighten anyone. She just lets it happen. But she does wink over at the librarian.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't reciprocate any kind of emotion.
Yeah, but she lets her know that she knows.
Mm-hmm. And like as you Locky, as you stand back, feeling like you're finally done, she'll like gesture you over.
He'll walk over kind of like a little sheepishly, like kid in trouble kind of. Be like, sorry for all the commotion. Was not my intention.
What
Shan't happen again.
What have you learned?
Explosions are pretty cool and good ways of cleaning up messes.
Where are your hands right now, Mordo?
In my back pockets. I've been doing nothing the entire time, just watching.
Okay, she just like shoots daggers at you with her eyes for a few seconds, and then turns back to Locky and says, "What have you learned, Locky?"
That I shouldn't act on impulses. I should think a bit more.
Good. Now
And
go away.
explosions aren't always the answer.
No, they're usually a question.
And take him with you.
Right on, Mrs.
Usually-
Library Lady.
Now.
He'll just give her a nod and, yep, alright. And start dragging Mordo away.
Now then.
I say, usually the question with explosions is, where did that come from? Oh no, wait. Was that an explosion and who did it? Because it was
Catalina's gonna ask the librarian for. No, it's quicker to ask Sparks. Never mind.
Okay.
Once they're done in the library, she'll head back down and at the very least, drag Locky and Mordo into the meeting room and call Ivan and Sparks and Ava, so we can sit down and look at the maps again and just actually plan something.
Okay.
I imagine Charles goes into the
You
meeting room, goes
pull-
and gets a cup of tea.
Yeah. I will say that Pim is also present because him being present but silent is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So everybody is made aware of the fact that a meeting is being called and can be present if they choose to.
That's if I'm on the right tool.
Okay. Everybody gathers around and does a meeting. How do we begin?
Okay, so party is getting close.
Is your grand
What?
Is your grand plan to poison all the food so everybody runs screaming?
No, is to be invisible. Nobody pays attention to catering stuff.
Ava chimes up and says, "That is often the case, but not always. A good dusting of skill and actually doing your job is very important."
I am going to look literally almost identical to everyone else there. It is the uniform, so makes it easier to be invisible.
Okay.
But what are you going to do with this?
It gets me in. From there, we can make plan from that. With the assumption there is someone on the inside.
What were you saying?
Don't worry.
What were you saying, Chris?
Don't worry. All good.
Sorry, man, I didn't actually hear
You
you
sure?
talk.
Yeah, no, good.
Okay.
Alright. That is my plan. And then from there, I want to scope out and see what I can do, maybe find way downstairs. What has everyone else got going for them?
So your plan is to wing it, yes?
Look, let us be honest. Every plan we have ever made has ended in explosions, okay?
Oh, it sounds like a great idea. What do you think, Locky?
No!
I think there's always a plan E. Always a plan.
It's F and G that get more fun. But I don't look like a security guard, and he sort of just passes his hand over his face, which is covered in piercings, and he's got tattoos all over him. I can't cook, and the moment I become a waiter is the moment that I cuss out someone. It's probably not a good idea for me to be in any of those positions.
Do you have any other way to get in? I don't know if you want to be on the inside when this all goes down, but I could definitely use a second hand.
I mean, I could just walk in.
I think the guest list is a little bit exclusive.
Who said I was going in through the front door?
You can get in?
I'm sure I can. Rory, looking at the schematics, is there anything like garage doors around the place or things like that?
The garage. I will bring us back over to the actual plans. The garage is built into the like basement level 1. This right here is a ramp that leads you down into the basement, where there's 5 parking spaces in the basement. If you were to make your way down this ramp, there according to the plans, is potentially internal access here that would allow you to use the lift or the stairs up to the ground floor. And this part of the house is mainly used by staff or servants.
Yeah, look, I'll just jump the wall and go down the driveway.
Okay.
We,
Just don't get caught.
potentially, we could get you on the guest list using space wizardry.
I raise an eyebrow at that. Been a while since I've been to a party. Who's getting me on?
I'm not sure
Like,
what you think.
Do we think this is a good idea to get people into the party by manipulating the name person?
It could raise suspicion. If someone wants to be on the inside side to draw attention, be a red herring, that is not a bad idea.
By the way, what is this room called a lack?
That's probably it's only accessed by the outside. I'd say it is. I mean, I'll be honest. I basically just Googled like mansion blueprints
I'd presume it's an electrical room.
when I found this. Yes, that's my guess too. It's only accessible by the outside. It probably contains fuse boxes and other means to get power to the building.
Actually, thinking about it, that door right there, you see that one?
Duh.
That's outside accessible only, and from the blueprints and from scans, it looks like it's electricity. I reckon I'll go for that.
Okay. Do you think you could maybe get in on the cams from there?
The cams, no, but I can cause a bit of chaos, maybe cut the power supply to a few things.
I wonder if you could put a... Hey, Sparks. Do you have anything we could
Yeah?
put in there to maybe get you to hack into the systems?
Depends what they are sending through there. If it's just electricity, the best I can do is hit on and off. If they run other things through there, like camera feeds, internet connections, things like that, then it could be more fun. But if I could give you I'm blanking on the name. Line shunt. I could give you a line shunt and a preloaded hack if you found a cable like that, and then I could have a bit of fun from here.
I think that is probably good, but who do we give it to? Do you only have one?
I have a few, but I keep them close to the chest, as I'm sure Darius did too. They are a precious commodity and hard to come by, especially from the immersion. I would be Mordo, if your plan was to go in there and cause some chaos, you seem the kind of person to be able to hide something amongst the mess of all the cables.
Sure, why not? Chuck it here.
I will have to prepare it first, but once the plan is in motion, I will.
Okay. So we have disruption. Plan part A. Doctor, what have you been up to lately? You've been off to work. What is...
Working.
Really? You just got a job? Nothing else?
Oh, I may have completely changed the way they transport their spike drives to the point that if one were to have a malfunction, the spike drive wouldn't stay whole very long.
Okay, we'll list this down as distraction. Number.
Oh no, that's not distraction. That's half of city gone.
Okay. Destruction.
No, big
Plan A.
distraction.
Is that half? Am I right in my assessment?
Depends how much time it gets to build up power.
True.
It's one of the big variables is how much power it's exposed to before you take it off grid.
Okay, so Okay, that doesn't help us immediately. Have you made have you made any
Oh.
connections with people? People you can call or things you can manipulate to
At the moment, no. I'm trying to work my way up in the
Okay.
current group I'm in, but they all, well, for one, I don't speak the language, so it makes it a bit hard.
Okay, so your infiltration is for a long game, not short game. Keep that in mind.
My infiltration is, we're about to leave, fuck this planet.
Maybe not. We need to rethink that plan, but we'll come back to it later. What do you want in this situation, Charles? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be inside or outside?
As far away from gunfire as possible, because gunfire and me are not friends.
That didn't answer this question.
I mean, you could come with me. Why not?
Because if I know these idiots well enough as I should, they're all going to get themselves in trouble, and I'm going to be needed.
Okay, so do you want us to get you on the guest list?
As long as you don't get me caught, I'm fine with that.
No, it'd be legitimate. You are Dr. Charles, esteemed doctor from Elftis, visiting for occasion. You're legitimately here. You are involved in shady things, but not that anyone officially knows. So, I mean, you know, there would be no trouble
Well,
other than that
if people
spouts
knew
out
that
of
I
your
was
own
involved-
mouth.
If people knew that I was involved in shady shit, I doubt I would get a job with the government
Correct. So,
on one of their probably highest top secret projects.
okay, so,
Of building-
Sparks, is that something you can put together?
I need to change where I'm investing my money. Jeez, Dr. Charles. Wow.
Okay. So, Doctor will be guest. Dimitri, what are you doing?
I thought perhaps I could be entertainment.
Oh, duh.
Singing a monk with his chorus of space wizards or something. I don't know.
Oh. Wait.
I have magic pets that
Oh,
speak.
The
You
last
are-
thing we need is fucking 6 sidekicks in the fucking mission area.
I mean, they're all
Singing,
monks.
singing the theme song to Halo.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Entertainment.
And that's when it transitions into the as us breaking
so-
through the building.
I have a question, Rory.
They conjure guns and just spray everything. Yeah.
No, 7 chanting monks.
Shit.
What is wrong with this?
Okay,
Why do you
so
laugh at me?
I'm not laughing. Just give me a sec. I am laughing, but Catalina's not laughing. Would Catalina have a schedule or a vague idea of what the event lineup is? Because that would depend on how their catering goes. So, like, at this time you cater for this, at this time that. This is going to happen at this time. Like, when you work at a catering, it's usually broken down into times, and there's like an event list, so to speak, of what you... Depending on how formal it is. If it's
Is
super
there?
formal...
Are you sure?
Screw you, in the events I've worked, at least when you're doing waitressing and stuff like that. I'm talking like
Yeah, no,
super high end.
Super high end ones, yeah.
Yeah, super high end. And that's what I'm wondering, how high end is this event? Because if it's like low key, then it won't. But if it's super high key, there's gonna be like an order of things that happen.
It does. Yeah. This is pretty damn high end. It does. Yeah. I think I might have
Catering, it's more like you have a schedule because they want.
Yes, schedule, that's the
You
word.
see the people organizing it will want the canapes to come in this time. They want
Yes.
drinks to be served to guests when the guests arrive from this time to this time. They want dessert served to this and main served to that or whatever, you know.
And sometimes they'll have like, this is a performance period, so only make sure you're bringing drinks around to the people and things like that. And clearing tables at this time, and don't enter the room at this time because this is happening.
Mhm.
That's the kind of scheduling that it has. So like,
I'd say there probably would be a schedule like that. Yes.
okay. So how much entertainment is there in the evening? Like, is there entertainment, or is it just?
I believe that entertainment for a venue like this wouldn't be anything too overt, like having performers come in that might be seen as tacky. I'd say nearest that there would be a few like musical prodigies to just accompany the evening with their general background performing.
Yeah. So it's not going to have any like dedicated performances.
No.
Yeah. Dimitri, I think you would be better off going as a monk. You don't need to be performer. Representatives? I don't know.
Maybe they like monastic chanting. I don't know.
Wait, hang on, Rory. What is this party even for? I don't remember.
I never said.
Oh. Has Catalina found out in her time working under the
Nope.
Supreme? Fuck.
It's a party.
It's just a party.
He's rich.
Yep,
He wants
alright.
to have a party.
So it's a Gatsby party, okay.
Look at me. I am rich. Oh.
Exactly like that.
Look at all my money and all my rich friends who are going to come and basically eat the food equivalent of money for hours on end, and then drink the food equivalent of wine, another insanely expensive stuff, just because it's profoundly decadent.
I mean, if you want to try and be
Really good
entertainment, you
point.
can. It might work. I don't know how to infiltrate that. Ava, maybe? Do you know something?
I think if we were going to be attempting to get a team of musicians in, we need to fabricate some kind of reason and backstory for them. If Sparks were to perhaps generate some false news reports and make them seem like a big deal, that their presence is exciting and exclusive, then the rich will be all over that.
No, this is true. But I have to ask, what are your singing skills like, my friends? And she looks over to all of the monks, because I presume they're in the room as well.
There's currently only 3 of them in the room.
Okay.
The boisterous triplets found this too boring, and they're currently in the cafeteria just messing around.
It is not singing so much as like harmonious chanting, but
No, but still, I mean...
well, we all have to do it. It is part of our training.
Yeah. Kisa says, yes, we've done it for a fair few years now. It's less musical and more just vocal control and
Okay.
longevity.
So it might actually be really appropriate for this occasion. Okay,
Perhaps.
okay. Maybe. You know, subtle, not too much. Little bit of background noise, but prestigious. I think we
I
can see
think-
this.
I think so too. I've never considered kind of thing. It wasn't what we were trained for. Our training was more enter, destroy, leave.
Ah, so you have same problem as Locky then. You have never learned subtlety.
Called out.
We're in the middle of a war, Catalina.
Oh, don't get me started! I am also in a war. I just learned to do it tactfully.
Subtlety is for subtlety is for people, but it's not often for us. I mean, have you seen the triplets? They are not subtle.
Subtlety requires time.
Catalina just giggles because, or like laughs a little, chuckles to herself because the triplets just remind her of when her brother was younger.
Hmm.
What were you saying?
So yes, we, 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 we can perform, I suppose.
Look, I don't know where your strengths are in this kind of operation, okay? You guys have to help. Put in for where you want to be.
If you give us a target, we will get in, eliminate the target, and leave. That we can do.
Okay.
This mission is not so much to eliminate,
No.
it is to rescue.
I got it. Your target is
Huh?
my sister, and my sister is who you need to get out of there. With as much information regarding her and her situation as possible. So if she's in her bedroom, find clues as to what may have happened there. Or, you know, like, we can't go if nothing. Kidnapping her is not going to do anything good, because currently she has no idea who any of us are.
We can do that.
So you
Why can't we
also have
kidnap her? It's not so much kidnap, it's rescue. But she doesn't realize it is rescue yet.
Super! Sorry, I saw the corner of my eye. It makes me so happy. Sorry. I just...
If need be, you say the word, we can as a group teleport in, deal with any potential immediate security threats, acquire her, cautiously neutralize her should she put up a
I would
resistance.
recommend putting her to sleep.
We can do that. And
She
then
is strong-willed, and if she is even the shadow of who she once was.
Well-
Strong-willed and not going to be pushed around by anyone. So
we can do that, and then we can leave. It's
yeah.
quite simple.
Once you
Another
get her
problem
out,
that-
you keep her safe, okay?
Yes, of course.
Another problem you're not thinking of there. What if she's being trapped?
What if she's what?
Being tracked is a possibility. They could very easily have implanted tracking into her along with the other cyberware that I presume she probably has.
That would pose a problem, especially if we have to take the time to find and neutralize any tracking equipment. That will make this take longer, and will make it more dangerous for us.
Sparks, if they bring her to you, maybe somewhere not here, maybe a bit closer, would you be able
We
to...
have we have a range of safe houses. I'm sure we can sacrifice one of them as a place to find and potentially disarm a tracking device.
Okay, we're going to need that set up.
Okay?
Okay, add it to the list. Alright, so...
It's a long list. God damn.
I'm sorry, Sparks. You know I would help you if I could, but my specialty is not computers. It is mechanics.
I will get mine back. Don't you worry.
Oh yes, mechanics, maybe we could make a trebuchet to knock down wall.
I think Locky's already done this.
I know, he uses explosive things.
No,
Good
have
name
you
for
not
the
seen
split,
his
though.
construction robot?
Could call it trebuchet.
Yet?
Locky, that brings me to you. What are you planning to do in this? Where are you going to be?
Feeling, getting inside's going to be a bit harder for me, but I could get construction in a nearby area. Do some work there and be extraction if things go sour.
Okay. Sparks, is there construction going on nearby?
There can be. You built your device with Crane, yeah?
Mhm.
Well, then there are plenty of manhole covers that lead down into stormwater and sewage systems. All you need is four cones, some signs that say stop, and a harness, and you could lower Pim down a manhole, and then the two of you could be on site. Your presence will look legit, like you're just passing through, and are having someone do some sewer maintenance, and maybe while Pim is down there, he can find something useful like cables or pipes that go to the estate. You'll be nearby, can come to people's aid, and you will look inconspicuous in your mech suit.
Okay. So this is where everyone is positioned. But I have next question. I want to know what's going on downstairs. So once my sister is out, I'm going to go investigate. I will not ask any of you to come with me if you do not want to. I presume Mordo is probably in the best position to accompany me if he so wishes. I could probably use a hand.
Would you like to take Arnold with you?
Not really? He's a bit creepy.
Hello, I'm Arnold.
Poor Arnold. Gets no love.
Duh, it gets me every time. What does Arnold benefit in this situation? Per se?
He's good at distracting people.
Yes, I require nuts.
He's also a good Overwatch.
Okay. Look, I'm not going to lie. The bird unsettles me. A lot.
That is good. That means he will likely unsettle everybody else.
Maybe you should take him as distraction then.
Well, I
What do
can,
you
but I
mean?
don't think he can sing very well.
What do you mean, Catalina? I thought you and I were friends.
You know what, strange bird? I will accept this. We are friends, but that doesn't
Hooray!
mean that you do not
I am
have...
pleased.
You are still peculiar.
Of course I'm peculiar. I'm a bird.
Duh. Correct. You are bird. Okay.
At that, Locky's going to
So-
kind of lean over and like pat Arnold a bit and just be, even that is less strange than that, and points to Charles.
Yes. Charles is very unusual. Why does he keep walking to and from the same location? Why not just stay there all day, like me?
At this point, like
Think of the big thoughts.
I've got the tea bag on the saucer next to my cup, and I just fling it straight at Locky's head.
Okay, so
Splat.
Ivan,
No?
chauffeur for Mr.
uh,
Dr. Charles, who is coming to visit.
Yes, of course. We have a nice car for the occasion.
Duh. I know you won't let me drive it.
Yes, that is correct.
When
Not
is this
after
party happening?
It's in about a week and a half.
Ah, good. So I can go get a new suit tailored. I mean, if I'm going to the party, I should dress the part.
Tuxedo
I
all
will
the
have
way.
to go look for a tailor tomorrow.
Okay. Chris, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Mordo, do you want to come with me to do infiltration of the lower levels? We did reconnaissance together and we know there is something there.
Wait, do you want to infiltrate now?
No. After we save my sister, we might find some prudent information about how to restore her and what is going on in this place.
I was going to do that while the party was on.
Duh, correct. The psychics take my sister out, and as soon as we have the clear that she is gone, I will meet you and slip away from party and we can go downstairs.
I mean, yeah, all right. I was thinking more while the party's running and before you slip out and go missing, causing panic. I do something then.
Nobody's going to notice me gone. I will go on break for 15 minutes.
Yes, but they might notice your sister gone.
It's not my problem. They don't know she's my sister.
I'm kind of wanting to do this before things go south, when one of the psychics fuck up and get busted.
Okay, well, I need you then to promise me
Hey.
you will look... No time for politics. Save it for later.
I just shrug.
Fine.
Who's in the room at the moment?
Basically all of us.
Except the triplets.
Okay. I basically just shrug and go, I drank with the triplets. Come on.
Fine. They're very good. They're very good at kicking ass, but unfortunately, we've been. It's fine. It's honestly fine.
They're
In-
like 16. What do you expect?
Look,
Well,
it's just easier to stay stealthy when there's one person rather than 8. The chances are if
You're-
one of us is going to get caught out of me and you guys, it's probably going to be you guys.
I was only thinking that it is safer to work together than separate. It would only be me and you, Mordo. But you go first, and I will join you if I can. Just keep me updated, and we need to make sure we're sharing what we find as best we can. Just, can you please promise that if you find anything about my sister, you take it?
I mean, yeah, I'm on comms all the time. And that everyone's phone in the room gets a ping with like a happy dog raising its paw and a thumbs up.
Okay. Sorry, I'm anxious. I'm not very good at relying on others in this sense. Okay, I guess we have a plan. Kind of.
Indeed.
And Locky, you can blow up the pool as a last resort if everything goes south and we need an escape, okay?
I've got some other plans for that if things go south.
Why does that worry me more than you blowing up pool?
Don't worry, it'll be blowing up. Just maybe not the pool.
Locky?
It's alright, it'll be far enough away, no one's gonna get hurt.
Much.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say this absolutely honestly. Your track record so far with explosives is not good. It's not good.
Last resort.
I will trust you, but don't make me regret it.
Okay.
The
Okay.
last two
That,
times
the
I intended
meeting-
to hurt someone, so you know.
I mean, honestly, his track records with explosives, and I'm just like bringing up the case file. He killed like 3 highly trained bounty hunters on his own. I think that was pretty cool, and it's not a bad track record, really.
2 times I've blown something up, I've intended to kill someone. I think that's pretty successful.
Look, we don't need to leave explosions everywhere we go, okay?
That's your opinion.
I like explosions just as much as the next person, okay? They're fun. Have you not
Yeah,
seen how many
I've got an
Molotovs I
idea.
have sitting in my backpack?
Yeah,
I've
I'm
got an
not
idea how I
following.
could get in a bit closer, hopefully, but to do that, I might need some help getting the rest of the power reactor on the suit up.
I
Still a
mean,
bit
Him.
plain up.
What's wrong with it?
Sorry, was that Mordo?
I mean, I just want my crossbow working before this.
Oh, I can get that going. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, Locky, that's the one point where I'd say no explosions and loud noises.
He's gonna pull out some like hastily drawn blueprints and just cross out a design. Roger. So
Catalina
you're gonna
just...
be wanting the quiet and stealthy, right?
Hang on. Don't get rid of that one entirely. That one's for later.
It's alright, it's up here too. There's
No
always
explosive bolts yet.
I can do stealthy, I think. Should be. Yeah, I can work. But if someone can give me a hand getting this reactor up and running properly, should be able to
Duh.
get in a bit easier.
I can try.
I mean, I would, but I'm not good for much but heavy lifting.
I have other
If I
things
can,
to do,
build
but-
a ship, then I can probably get your reactor working.
a reactor on a mech is probably just a small scale version of the kind of reactor on a ship.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, the meeting draws to a close. Several days pass as the finer points of preparation occur. Locky works on getting his reactor more functional and helps Mordeaux in building a crossbow. And 2 days after your meeting, Dr. Charles, after you've gone out and gone shopping for a tuxedo, you are at work. Happy as Larry, plotting away, just doing what you normally do, with the thought in the back of your mind of, one day I'm going to blow up all of this. And
one day you're all gonna die.
Good lord.
But not this
and
day.
one of your co-workers comes in and says, Charles, look busy, okay?
That's what I was doing, but okay.
Look busy. And like he rushes over to a station in here and like pulls open a cabinet and starts like checking power couplings that run through this building, and it's going, yes, very interesting and important work that I am doing.
I just keep working on my computer, pulling up different lines of code and everything for different parts of the spike drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like going
Okay,
over,
and
just
like after about 10 seconds, you see two individuals enter the lab behind you. One is the director of the facility at which you have been working. I'm not sure if I gave him a name.
I can't
Do you-
remember.
Tom Smith. Tom.
Neither can I. I feel like... Oh, I did take notes.
Yeah, Dr. Kazi Nazir, Yakuten Science.
Yes. Dr. Kazi Nazir walks into the room, and only a half step behind him is Jakub Hanna.
Motherfucker. Keep typing. I'm just working on
Yep.
code.
He is he's a man in his mid-40s. Hair is clearly dyed to avoid graying. He's wearing a very, very crisp suit and has on a pair of thick spectacles, and is just walking in and says, "Wait, what was that guy's name again?"
Kazi
gonna-
Nazir.
Be better with this.
Kazi.
Yep.
Space Nazir. Nazir.
Okay. Doctor. So. Good. You heard.
I can hear everything, damn it!
Yes. Hannah says, "Is this him?" And Dr. Nazir says, yes, this is him. And Hannah approaches you and says, "Hello. I
Good
am
afternoon." And I hold my hand out.
Jakub Hanna.
Pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure to meet you too, Dr. Charles." And like, as you turn to face him, you realize almost immediately he is wearing a suit from the same tailor as you on Alfdis. You have an eye for the design, as you are a connoisseur.
Yeah. A man of culture, I see. Nice cut.
Yes, you too. I am simply outraged that Kazi here took so long to tell me that we had a scientist from Alfdis working here.
It's not much to tell.
Well, I'm a big fan of the culture, of the style, of the research. I spent a few months there on exchange about 10 years ago, and have done my best to pay more recent visits since, but it's been a challenge with the current climates.
I could imagine it was a challenge getting here.
Indeed.
But it's nice to see the systems after a run of bad luck on other planets.
Indeed. Now, I would just love to be able to spend more time having a more in-depth conversation with you. Are you free for lunch?
Yes, I believe so. I'm not sure when lunch. I was going to go on in about an hour, but
Excellent.
Whenever
I'll
you
have a
want.
car. I'll have a car waiting outside for you. I have to keep on doing the rounds, but it's been great to meet you, and I hope to have a more in-depth conversation with you soon.
that sounds good. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Lovely. And he walks out, completely ignoring that random guy who came in and is still like awkwardly inspecting the cables in one of the cabinets.
As they leave, I'm just going to be like, you realize I sorted those cables myself this morning.
Shut up.
They're gone. Relax. Go have a cup of tea. As I turn back
know,
around and
but-
keep typing.
He has good hair. How did you get so lucky?
I was born on Elfdus. The man just seems to have an eye for culture.
I'm concerned.
Oh no. Can you not hear us,
Am I
Rory?
frozen?
No, you're fine.
I think I'm lagging.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
a
we
little
lost Rory.
No!
Yes,
Can you
but-
hear us, Rory?
He can like boost people's careers. Oh yeah, I'm lagging. You guys are lagging behind. Hang on.
Oh, are we? Oop,
Oh,
and
bye.
Wait,
Lost our
behind this-
DM.
There's 5 of us.
This is where we find out that his phone was going dead.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, so the stream is from. I'm the stream host, so the
Yes.
stream should be strong. This is at Blink, who's on the chat.
Well, minus one, Rory.
Yeah, might as well, right?
He's trying to hop back in. It's not working very well, but he's trying.
Ayo, ayo.
There he is.
Hey!
Hello.
Hola!
Greetings. Can you hear us now?
Hi.
Hi, Rory.
Hi, Rory.
I had some lag there. Hello.
Really?
I can hear you now.
Yes.
You guys were brain work. Hello? Are we good?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you.
No.
Oh.
You know what?
I'm lagging still. This sucks.
We'll
Yeah, you
use
can tell
this
just by your video.
opportunity to go on a break on this big cliffhanger.
It is 8 o'clock
Excellent
exactly.
plan.
Yeah, now
So-
I've got to
Yes,
think of
I
what
was
I'm going
going
to
to
say to
suggest
fucking
that.
Jakob. Fucking hell.
I know.
Good time
You're
for
gonna-
a break.
You've got all break to think about what you're going to talk about at lunchtime.
Also, it feels
Mhm.
weird having a break now because I've had so many sessions that were so short. Like this would be the end of it. That I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, there's a whole nother half.
I mean, we could just execute him. It seems easier to crush a funeral than a party.
You know
That's not
what?
the way Charles works.
You know what? I'm not there to disagree.
Yes. Break, please. Now, good. Hopefully,
Yes.
my
okay.
net will
Yes.
Fix itself.
Yes.
keep on being stable. I think I'm back in sync with you all now.
I think so.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so too. But still, it's a good time. It's a good
How
time.
many
for break.
fingers am I holding up?
Some people say sociopath. I say
The root two.
solution orientated.
Yes, let us press the
Right.
break button and show Alice's wonderful
Yeah.
intermittent screen.
I updated
Yes.
everyone's character arts, and Darius is now deceased.
create.
Or is he?
Does
I mean-
this mean that
Ba, ba, ba,
Jakob
ba.
is actually my boss?
I mean, technically,
he's my
yes.
boss's boss.
He's your boss's boss.
Fuck.
You can live out the
he's
dream of
having
killing your
ethical
boss.
I mean, he's technically not dead, and I
so-
mean, who hasn't had daydreams about putting a
Oh my
chair on
god!
their
Oh my god! Get
So-
his DNA!
So you are working for this science division that is working on an application of science, and he is the senator for applied sciences. He is a lot of other people's boss. Like every research project that's investigating applying science, he has his finger in the pie. So yep.
Get a piece of that pie, man! Get a piece of that pie! I'm not there. Anyway, we're
I was
going
gonna
on break. We'll be back in.
Dimitri, get a piece of that pie.
Why?
We'll be back
Yes, break.
in 15
Please
minutes.
engage.
Yes.
All right.
I'm.
We need to breathe, man, because we're all freaking out. All right, be right back.
And
we're
on the
back!
blanket, sniff it, get a good whiff.
It's a British
Sample.
thing.
Are we
Sample it.
live?
And we're
Yes!
live.
Welcome back! I farted, and then I complained about the smell I made. We're all very civilized here.
Ah, just British things.
Yes. My British things. Like,
I mean, that was
Well,
completely
when I
out of
come-
context.
so, when last we saw the party, Dr. Charles specifically was having a meeting. Or actually, no, Dr. Charles was just doing his job, wasn't he? He was just hanging out, doing his job, and then the person who he has realized to be his boss's boss, Jakub Hanna, walks in his room, seemingly to be quite a fan of the late classics, or Alftis as the case may be, and seems to want to have lunch with Dr. Charles. So in about an hour's time, a car is going to be pulling up outside the lab in which you work, and is then going to take you out to lunch.
We love you, Rory.
What do you? Is there anything you wish to do in that hour prior to going to the meeting besides work?
Panic?
Panic buying.
Sort of panic, and then I will message Catalina and just say I might have news tonight, and then I make sure that I'm on time, or give myself a few extra minutes to make sure as the car pulls up I'm already there. So I don't want to make the boss wait.
Mm-hmm.
Catalina sees. No, she might like notice that she gets a message, but she's at work, so doesn't see it until she finishes anyway.
Indeed. You are probably in the middle of the lunch rush where you are working.
Mm.
Or are preparing for the lunch rush.
The busiest time.
The funny thing is, go to lunch. This guy's the fancy restaurant on Yakuta. Where am I going to end up for lunch?
Possibly, maybe, you don't know.
Like, this guy did hire the dude to do his party, so
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think Rory's like, oh shit, I didn't think of that.
So you are waiting for a few minutes in the lobby of the
Sorry.
laboratory in which you work, and as soon as a nondescript black sedan or black hover sedan with tinted windows pulls up, you go, oh yeah, this is the car.
This is the car.
Mm-hmm.
I walk out and hop in.
Okay. There is. It's one of those nice ones where the interior of the sedan has been kind of converted to be limo-esque. So there's like an actual partition between the front and back seats, and one of those windows that goes up and down. As you hop in, the partition slides down, and the driver, who's just like nondescript dude with a buzz cut, crisp suit, and like earwig in, says, "Are you ready for lunch?"
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. And he takes off, and you spend about 10 minutes in silence. There's no music playing. It's not necessarily being kept at the most comfortable temperature. It's like, it's fine, but I'm wondering, are you nervous enough to be like a bit sweaty and feeling the tension?
I imagine so. Like, I'd even feel nervous and sweaty if it was literally a normal job and I was just going to go to a meeting with my boss.
Mm-hmm.
Nerves. This is my boss's boss, the one that funds all the projects that I'm currently working on.
And
nerves happen.
And currently has your friend's sister captive in his manor house.
Basement.
Yep. So after
Lotion on its skin again. It gets the hose.
So after 10 minutes of being driven to your destination, you pull up and find yourself at the ground floor of a tower block, and standing outside the entrance, waiting for your arrival, is Jakob.
I get out and greet him with a firm handshake.
He reciprocates and says, "Ah, yes, I'm glad you're here. Have you been here before?"
No, I have not yet had the opportunity.
Well, you are going to love it. Just come inside with me, please.
Follow him in.
Yep, he leads you in. You step into the lobby, and you go into an elevator. There's no signage indicating exactly where it is you're going, but he presses a button towards one of the upper floors. You ride it up. Door slides open. You step out, and you are in a very fancy restaurant, many floors up, and you are met at the door by the Supreme.
I offer my hand.
Okay, he says, "Hello. Any friend of Jakob is friend of mine. Please, I have best seat in house for you right this way." And he leads you across the busy dining room and takes you to your table. Catalina, please roll me a perception check.
See, I'm that tense. I'm actually getting a tension headache right now.
No!
Like,
What
just behind my
breathe.
ear hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 6 plus 0, so 6. I don't know.
Okay, you do not immediately notice that your sworn enemy and one of your close friends have walked in side by side, about to sit down and have lunch. But you are busy working in this restaurant all the same.
It's lunch hour. She's busy.
Indeed, very busy.
She's focusing on doing her job, which is impress the Supreme so she can go to the party.
Mm-hmm. How very Cinderella of you.
Weirdly, ironically, yes. But anyway.
Yes. So, Jakob leads you over to a table, which is it's basically where the corner office would be in an office building. So it's like at the corner of two sheets of thick, reinforced glass. You can see down onto the street next to you, the beautiful, warm blue sky out next to you, with birds flying on by as well. And he says, "This place has become one of my new favorites. I learned about this Supreme quite recently, but he's made quite a name for himself. In fact, I have acquired his services for a party soon, and I'm curious to see how his skills shape up."
Oh, you're very lucky then. I read an article about him the other day
Right.
while I was on break, and from what I've heard, he knows what he's doing.
Indeed, he does. If you don't mind, I would be ordering for the both of us. Having been to Alphys, I think I can guess your tastes. And trust me.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Now, in the meantime, he like pours like water into his glass and then into your glass. He says, "Now, in the meantime, please tell me about yourself. I am quite curious as to how someone such as yourself managed to sneak under the radar in one of my labs for so long, unnoticed."
Well, I'm from Alphys. I studied at the Alphys University, studying spike drives. I then changed direction, studied medicine, ended up on, I can't remember the name of the fucking...
Counteriotis. But like, as you're saying this, he interrupts you and says, "Yes, Dr. Charles, I have read your resume. But tell me about you, not just your accomplishments, but you as a person.
There's not much to tell. I'm son to one of the department heads at the university. I studied hard because that's what was expected of me. I enjoy my work. I decided that seeing the systems is what I wanted to do. Being on Elfdus, while it does provide a basis for everything, it's not the be-all and end-all. I wanted to see the rest of the system before settling down, so to speak.
That is very admirable, and I respect your curiosity. At this moment, Catalina, you have just returned to the kitchen from bringing trays out, and you see that the Supreme is trying to get the attention of his staff. He kind of like calls everyone, says, "Excuse me, everyone. Just a quick announcement. We have a senator in the house this evening. Well, this afternoon. It is midday. Whatever, it is fine. We need above and beyond service from everybody. Food, perfect. Service, perfect. Everything, perfect. Okay?" And there's just a chorus of, "Yes, chef." And as everybody begins to bustle and gets busy, he says, "Okay, first for Mr. Hanna, he will want the entrees." And yes, you hear that, Catalina.
Catalina, from the beginning of that, was slowly starting to dig like something nonchalantly into her hand, like, control yourself, control yourself, control yourself. Yes, the senators are bad, but control yourself. It's fine, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, here's the name, and she's like, oh fuck, oh fuck. She's like furious, blindly furious, but like also having to maintain composure. She's putting all her energy into just showing no expression on her face.
Hey, it feels like when I was usually in hospitality.
Oh, God, you're right.
It's so true.
Just another day at work.
Hi,
Yeah.
how are you today? What can I do for you?
Hello. I'll take that parcel for you now. If I can just get your name. No, not your number, your name, please.
Yep. She is just, yep, that is what she's doing. She is playing the game hard.
Just aggressively biting her teeth and going, "It's fine. I'm going to dice these vegetables like nothing's wrong." Okay.
She still hasn't
So-
checked her phone, so she doesn't know anything. Yeah, because she's working. Hospo and phones don't go hand in hand, man.
No, they do
No.
not.
So at this point, Jakob says, now that we have become a bit more acquainted, I have some questions for you, Doctor. I would like to know if you are the kind of person who can assist me. Are you game?
I like problem solving, so if there's problems to be solved and it pays, I will solve problems.
Excellent. Well, here is your first question. And he like produces from his pocket a holographic projector, slides it across the table, presses a button, and a maths problem to do with spike drives basically just gets projected in front of you and says, if you would be so kind as to reconcile the power inflow and outflow to maintain equilibrium, that would be great.
Do I have to roll? Or
Yes,
do I-
please. Roll me science or tech astronautic.
I'm going to go with science because my tech astronautic is terrible.
Okay.
That is 9.
Okay. It takes you a few minutes of pondering, but just as the appetizers come out, you go, yes, and like poke the various different threads with your finger and like drag them together, and the like overlay diagram system goes from red and goes bing, and turns green. He goes, very good, impressive. Question 2. As he like takes a mouthful of like a What's an appetizer? I am blanking on like swanky ass food.
I
Nick?
mean, Nick, you're the food person. What's a fancy
What's the question?
appetizer?
Really fancy appetizer.
Perhaps thinly cut beef rolled around a piece of artichoke, drizzled with truffle oil.
Okay, you have exactly that before you, and like he shows you the next question as he takes a bite of this fine delicacy. And he says, "Now, this is more of a on-the-fly question. This vessel has just emerged from drive space after a catastrophic system error, and we need the spike drive to not overload. You have 2 minutes before you die. Go."
Well, I have experience with this because we almost died on our second spike jump in game. So I've just sort of explained what we did there.
Roll me science once again.
That is a 5 and a 6 plus 1. So 12.
Very nice. You are able to fix the problem with quite a bit of time to spare, and like mid chew, he gives you an expression of, "Oh, that is quite impressive, Dr. Charles. I see."
Have experience with that particular problem.
I see that Dr. Kazi was quite intelligent to be hiring you.
I would like to think that my expertise is appreciated.
Indeed. At this point, Catalina, you have been instructed to take out a main course to one of the tables near the back corner. Please roll me another perception check.
How blind is she in her fury? Oh, well, she's not very blind at all. That is
Okay.
11. Yes, 11 for perception.
You walk out with the 2 plates on a tray. I just sprayed spit on my screen. Oh dear. Oh no, there it is. It's fine.
It's of apple.
Oh god, gross. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, you proceed out onto the floor and put down 2 beautiful dishes of, I'm going to say, braised lamb shank. Gets presented before this.
So you have the appetizers, and then you skip the entree to go to the main?
No.
This is in another table.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
okay.
being served to a table nearby. And so as you're like genteelly presenting these plates
She is only
to a couple
speaking.
dating.
I love that that's what Nick takes offense to.
You skipped the first course? What are you doing?
No, I wasn't sure whether you're doing like a 4-course lunch or 3-course,
She's only speaking in Farsi, and so she's introducing each of the meals in Farsi, regardless whether they speak Farsi or not. She's just pretending like she doesn't speak any other languages.
It said like a pretentious French restaurant where they only introduce the meals in whatever the language is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. And it's that kind of vibe too, so it works well. You present down these plates, you look over, you can see the face of Jakob and the back, shoulder, and like ear of the person he's talking to, but you've spent like close to a year on a ship with Dr. Charles, and you would probably recognize him.
Does Dr. Charles see Catalina?
He is facing
away from
Jakob and away from you.
Catalina is going to keep her expression
Mhm.
customer service appropriate, and she's going to pointedly make her way back to the kitchen, but she's going to do it in such a way that it looks like she's making rounds to check, like, just check the tables and make sure she walks so that Dr. Charles, like, she'll be in Dr. Charles's view as she walks around so that he knows
Okay.
she's there.
Catalina, roll me profession to do this nonchalantly. Dr. Charles, roll me perception to spot her out amongst the crowd.
This is where I'm going to be like, oh, it's not too bad. what's my perception? That's wisdom, yeah.
Yep.
That's an 8.
What
Okay,
am I adding to this? Charisma?
Your I'd say because you're being physical, go dex.
Okay. 10.
You have been working here for long enough and can pull off the maneuver. And Dr. Charles, as you yourself are enjoying some appetizers, you kind of lean back, feeling quite satisfied, look over and catch that Catalina, in disguise, is pouring refills of champagne on one of the tables just off to your right.
I just keep my face completely. Just look around, look out the window, like they have a very good view here, type thing. As I take another bite of my appetizer.
They do, don't they? It is a lovely place. I wouldn't expect them to use an office building for a restaurant, but it's been done and decorated very creatively. I like it a lot.
It's how you keep it a little more secret. People don't know where to go.
Indeed. Only the best for me and mine. And like as soon as you're finished with the appetizers, he presents you the third problem, which is a spike drive, a tier 6 spike drive. So it is the most advanced spike drive possible, where
It's
can
theoretical spike drive.
not like tech level 6 spike drive, like tier 6 in terms of it can jump 6 hexes in a single course.
Dang.
So the absolute pinnacle of pre-tech technology that could possibly be attempted at the moment. So he basically presents to you one of these cores and basically says, please make this operational.
Over lunch.
Yes.
Let's see how much you've got done. I start like searching through the equations and the code and the blueprints, going through everything to make sure I'm getting it right. And I imagine another science.
Yes,
roll.
please.
This one might take me a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Is an 8.
Okay.
I got a plus as? It's +1, yes.
8. Okay. You are making decent progress when the salads arrive. And he says, no, Charles, I wouldn't want to deprive you of this wonderful food. And he like pulls back the projector and turns it off while you enjoy salads. But then as soon as you're done, it's pushed back over, turns it back on. And he says, you have a very interesting way of approaching this problem, Dr. Charles. It's quite fascinating.
No, I worked with them for a while. This particular design is something similar to that I worked on when I was back on Optus.
I'm glad to hear it. And so you continue to work, and Catalina, you continue to actively wait tables. You haven't been assigned to that table because I think, from your experience, they sent like the best waiter exclusively to wait on this table because only the best for Jakob.
Catalina would have also shied away from it. She doesn't want him to remember her.
Okay.
Because she
Good point.
doesn't want him to recognize her at the party.
Even though at the party you will be there under the guise of working for this chef.
Correct. Because it'll be harder for her to slip away.
Good point.
Her presence will be remembered, therefore it will be noted if it's gone. So she's trying to be like eavesdroppy and like close by-ish, so that if Charles needs help, she's there, but she's also like keeping a safe distance so that he doesn't draw, like she doesn't draw any attention to him.
Okay. Dr. Charles, you are halfway through the spaghetti carbonara when you are finally able to reconcile all the variables and present a functioning model to be tested. And as everything slides together, Jakob says, "Well done." Took you-
Just a note on that project. Be very careful.
oh, I'm sure. This is one of many models that shall be tested. And like he like swipes down and away, and your work gets like compiled into like an email and just sent off to God knows where. I think we have an opportunity for you, Dr. Charles.
I'm more than happy to hear it.
We have been working towards achieving something rather exceptional that will bring about a more swift end to this unfortunate campaign across Harbona.
Oh no.
And I'm sure your assistance would be greatly appreciated.
I would. As long as it's not creating weapons, I don't mind creating spike drives and ways of travel for speed. I do not create weapons.
Of course. And that is not what we are asking of you. Also, roll me a persuasion because you have quite literally become hired in this position to make weapons. Or that's why you pursue. Yes, but you got the job because you wanted to turn them into weapons. So you are actively lying to him right now.
Yeah, no, but I got the job to turn them into weapons secretly without their knowledge. I was just going to help them with their spike drive research.
Yeah, but you're also kind of double bluffing.
I mean, you're saying I won't make weapons in a position where you are making weapons on the sly.
That is a persuasion.
Yes.
That is a 9.
Okay.
Persuasion and my charisma suck.
Okay. He smiles and says, "Of course. I understand people of your moral fiber take objection to certain parts of this conflict, but it is all for a good cause."
I'm sure it is. If I
Excellent.
can stop the bloodshed with quickness, it would actually do well.
Excellent.
I do not want to see any more people die, here or there.
He pulls a chip from his pocket, slides it over the table, doesn't like insert it in the holographic projector, and says, "There is a heavily redacted set of files. All of the information that you need to attempt a project will be available. We are trying to make it so that the spike drive present on the vessel is incredibly energy efficient. So anything you can do to make it run as efficiently, cleanly, and low power as possible, while still functioning at its max capacity, would be appreciated."
You want to save energy so it can be used elsewhere.
Yes.
I'm sure I can have a look at it.
Excellent. Now. Perfect timing. And like as he says this, the waiter comes with 2 medium rare steaks that get presented before you, with nice roasted potatoes and other appropriate
At that point, I'll look at it
foodables.
and be like, I haven't had a proper steak in a very long time.
And you won't again after this one. Trust me, it is beautiful.
Well, I thank you very much for this opportunity. And dig in.
Okay. Now, unless there is anything either of you wish to achieve, the rest of the meal will continue uneventfully. In that you will have your steak, probably a palate cleanser, and then a very fancy chocolate something or other for dessert.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would the watch that she stole from Sparks have like a small tracking device?
No. I found the page that contained Like, it turns out I actually had written down what the watch did. I just forgot about it. Built-in compad with limited functionality.
Hang on, slow down.
Isn't
Built-in compad.
so with limited functionality in that it can only really make accept calls and take pictures. It will read on a scan as a regular watch unless it is invasively examined or scanned by TL5 Tech. It has a built-in stun/taser feature. Once per day, you can perform a ranged attack up to 10 meters to deal 1d8 stun damage to somebody.
Once per day at 10-meter range?
Yep. To deal 1d8 stun damage. So it cannot plant trackers, unfortunately.
Damn it. Okay.
Yes. Is there anything else you wish to attempt?
There's not really something I can attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I was to, at the end of lunch, grab his glass at any point, would seem very, very fishy.
You know what? Actually, I feel like Catalina would. Catalina would try and get a piece of his DNA.
Okay. And an important question. How much DNA is required to make
Let me just double check.
the
To be fair,
metamorph feature work?
Catalina doesn't know.
That's true. I'm just curious because it's possible that the residual saliva at the bottom of a glass might not be enough.
I mean,
Provided a blood or hair sample is available.
Mm.
but hair samples are not hard to... Like,
Yes.
there's no guarantee the hair would be his, but she could easily grab something off his jacket as she walked past.
Okay, so is it your intent to attempt that while he is leaving?
Probably at some point when he's very engrossed in what he's doing with Dr. Charles. So when
Okay,
while she's doing her rounds and just checking on tables.
Well, he has very intentionally positioned himself in the back corner of the restaurant where you couldn't feasibly actually get behind him.
Okay, so then yes, she would have to do that as he's leaving.
Okay, so fast forward to the end of the meal. Dr. Charles, you and he stand up and are making your way towards the elevator. He says, "I'm very glad I was made aware of your existence, Dr. Charles. I'm sure this will be a very beneficial and fruitful endeavor between the two of us."
I'm sure it will. I'm thankful for the opportunity.
My pleasure. Now, if you have any questions, and he swipes over a contact number to you and says, "Please call my assistant. She will be available day and night, and will know how to get a hold of me."
I shall. Did you want me to just keep working in the lab that I'm currently working in?
By all means. Just let me know when you are able to find an answer to this problem. I will speak to Dr. Kiza, and he will be made aware of your new assignment.
Will do.
Lovely. And at this point, Catalina, the two of them are pretty close together and are going in for a handshake.
So just to clarify, Catalina would rather not be able to accomplish the task rather than make him aware of her presence. So if she so in that mindset, it's more of if she fails, it's because she couldn't find an opportunity as opposed to do you know what I mean? She's only going to do it if there's an opportunity.
Okay.
If she
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah. Because
I mean, to be fair, this is always something where you could think there's an opportunity and fuck up.
Correct.
If you're trying to,
yes, I know.
If you're trying to pick someone's pocket.
I know, but I'm just saying, she's very carefully watching the situation first.
And that's why you are rolling perception first and foremost to see if you think there's an opportunity.
I have no idea. I rolled a 4.
You aren't sure, but so you don't know if whether or not there will be an opportunity. You think there might be one, but you are a bit nervous about it.
Hmm.
At that point, I'll be like, so if I manage to get this done quick enough, would an invite to your splendorous party be on the books?
Oh, Dr. Charles, you do know how to play the game, don't you? I'm sure.
Oh, just his food was so wonderful. Any chance to have more of it, I'm not going to say no.
Roll me persuasion.
Catalina will give it a go. She's like, they're standing there talking for long enough that she'll give it a go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's a 4.
Okay. Catalina, roll me profession with dexterity.
Well, it is 2 5s, but it didn't come out of the dice tower.
That's okay. I believe you.
I will send you a photo. So that
Okay.
is with what? Dexterity?
Yes.
That's 12.
Nice. So, Dr. Charles, you try and like make the case to attend the party, and he gives you a look of like, we will see how your work does. I'm sure it can do the talking for you.
I will have to leave it to that then. But
Indeed.
again, I thank you very much for this wonderful lunch, and thank you again for the opportunity.
My pleasure. And he like gestures to see you out, and like as you're like beginning to take steps towards the door, Dr. Charles, can you roll me perception to see if you notice Catalina's gambit? Because
That's an 8.
okay.
I don't see it either.
You don't see either. So you see a blur of waitstaff passing behind Jakob on the way out, and Catalina, you walk up behind him and very genteelly remove a single short hair resting on top of his shoulder, and then just like pivot, walk away, go back about your duties, and like tuck it under your napkin, cloth, wait staff. I don't know this part of hospitality, so unfortunately I'm making some rather stereotypical assumptions in that regard, but you are able to like secret away the hair in an appropriate location. Okay. And then after that, Catalina, you continue your shift into its completion. Dr. Charles, you are returned to your laboratory and can proceed working on your new project.
Yes.
Now,
I start trying to figure out how to make a tier 6 fucking spike drive more efficient.
I mean, you open up the plans, and you actually immediately notice something.
Oh,
You've seen these plans before.
Are these my plans?
These are not your plans, but if you recall previously, when Darius acquired plans from his old boss's compad, it had plans from when he was asked to do some kind of tech demonstration. And most of it was redacted, save for the power interface system to enable some kind of vessel to be rapidly charged on the military base.
Right.
You recognize it as the same vessel, but now in your case, everything has been redacted except the spike drive and power systems that feed in and out. So it's heavily, heavily redacted and only gives you absolutely what you need. But you are smart enough to recognize the shape and associate that both of these plans are projects from Jakob.
I just going to start looking into. I imagine this is sort of the same thing that went wrong for him last time, that caused him to have powers and killed his entire research team.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like looking over it, going, "Oh, they made the same mistake."
Oh no!
I'm like, I could just leave it.
Hmm.
But he starts like looking into it and reading all the current details that they have and like marking on my compad anything that I might find needs to be fixed for the rest of the day before I have
Okay.
to go home.
All good. And you spend the rest of your day doing that. Cut to everybody else who isn't currently working a 9 to 5 in the city. Locky, I believe you've been tinkering with a crossbow for more dough, yes?
Yes, attempting to.
So, as you, I find it very interesting the mental image of you, this like big hulking figure, very like very adeptly like pulling tools off shelves, like welding and measuring, and just doing construction stuff quite impressively. So if you can roll me.
Mordo is sitting on the bench smoking pot while listening to you and going, so what's that bit? He's like trying to learn while just getting stoned in his free time.
I feel like Locky would also have some kind of magnifying contraption on his face that he can, see that finer detail and actually articulate with it. Because he does have big hands. It makes it a bit harder without.
Yeah, so in other words, every few seconds, Mordo's going, what's that? What's that? And then trying not to laugh at your magnified eyes when you look up at me.
Your eyes is like.
It's probably like a sci-fi version, so it's probably got like an extended lens thing that just like as soon as I look over it, automatically adjusts to his, the depth perception. So
But there's that moment where you turn, your eyes are huge, and then they get smaller. And as a person who's currently getting high, that looks wild, Mordo. Like you're seeing his eyes like changing.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, Locky, can you roll me a tech post-tech as you
I can certainly try.
begin to tackle this in earnest?
Can I assist with tactics, like what I'm going to use the crossbow for?
Yeah, for sure. You
Okay.
can.
Can
That'll
you
be
roll
very
that,
useful.
Alice?
I got a 7, so if he does assist, that'll be
Assist
Alice, can you roll that one?
Yeah,
Something?
just 2 6s?
Yep.
Get the one that was stuck in the dice tower. Oh man, it got
Can I
stuck
assist with
again.
something? Just because?
5 and 3.
Sorry.
So can I assist with something just because?
Yeah, of course. What are your? Pardon me. What are your skill proficiencies? Do you have training in combat projectile?
Because I'm outside and I can't remember whether Mordo has intelligence or not. It's either a 9. It's either a 9 or a 10. So I'm describing very accurately what I'm wanting to use it for.
That will still assist. So it turns your 8. It turns your 7 into an 8. Lucky. I'm checking your character sheet, Dimitri.
I have 0 in projectile and I have 1 in post tech and I have all that shit in.
Yeah.
I should roll it.
You can also roll a push tech as well if you like to land aid.
That is 7 on the die plus 1 plus ink would make it 8.
Okay, so this is turning into a very involved project as like all of you 3 lads are just standing around the workbench, brain. Dimitri, you're like holding a like partially complete like bow and like flexing it, being like, okay, interesting. So all 3 of you are working on it. It's very industrious and are able to make decent progress in putting together various different components. Progress is going well. But you want it to be spectacular, don't you, Locky?
And I was going to try and get Pim on board to help out as well.
Well, then, I will roll on Pim's behalf. Oh, okay. That is a 6 and a 3 on the dice. He is also able to lend his aid. So basically, it's like he's probably working on the more fiddly component that you described to me previously, like the more precise and very carefully assembled modification you were attempting to work into the design. Yeah, and I'd say probably at the end of the day, it's not perfect and probably won't hold up to like rough and tough combat or being finished. But by the end of the day, you would have like a prototype to at least be like, okay, Mordo, it's gonna be like this. Any thoughts? Any feedback? So he can play with it.
Nice. I feel about halfway through, Mordo would probably be getting curious as to why there is another smaller kind of dart compartment at the bottom of a crossbow.
Yeah, what is that?
I'll pull out one of the darts, which is basically just like a small needle-like projectile, and just like, so this part, well, that part there, not here, it's there, that Pim's working on there is a neurotoxin coater, and so it'll, in theory, load up whatever toxin you can get your hands on, be it numbing or poison or I don't know. Can we get truth serum? Is that a thing? Truth serum. Go with truth serum.
Wait, so what? I shoot someone and then they, like, talk to me and tell me whatever I want?
I mean, if we can get truth serum.
I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I'm not always the most honest after I've been shot.
It's a small dart. It's not going to do damage. Big bolt up top for killing. Small bolt for stealth.
All right. I like this.
If it works.
Can I test fire?
I'm going to look around. Is there any mooks in the workshop?
Yeah, there's with the impending use of the fancy car upcoming, Ivan has instructed one of the mooks, Nathan, to give it a full service. So he's like has his belly like across the interior of the engine and has like half his butt crack exposed.
Oh,
as he's like
pull him over. That's perfect.
walking away.
He's going to hand it to Mordo and just point right at his ass. And, you know, just go, fire when ready.
Mordo's actually going to pause for a second and just go, sorry, Locky, on principle, I don't aim lethal weapons at people unless I intend to kill them.
Fair. He'll grab like a sheet of metal and just like lean up against the wall and grab some paint, just put a big cross in the middle.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to fire the main crossbow first.
Okay. Roll me a skill check, a combat projectile.
That's 3d6 for target shooting, Alice.
Okay. Sorry, I'm falling asleep, so if I don't respond immediately, I'm probably just dazed.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's already good.
Keeps getting stuck.
Oh, there we go. That's a 5 and a
Okay.
6, man.
So, tell me, Mordo, have you ever used a crossbow before?
I would imagine not.
So you take it, kind of like hold it in your hands, examine it, and go, "It's nice," and just like you like with one fluid motion, you can cradle it in your shoulder, squeeze the trigger, and unleash the bolt. The recoil is not like a kickback motion. It's more of a like. You feel the shoulder recoil of a shotgun without the like rear kickback as it fires off, and it just sails straight through the air and dings center mass where the two stripes of paint intersect.
Fucking sweet. Yeah, no, this is good. It's quiet. It's quieter than I thought it would be.
Well, you said you didn't want the explosive option, so stealth option.
No, this is perfect. Thanks, Locky.
Oh, good.
And like, as you're holding it, you can immediately feel that the stock is kind of like beginning to come loose, and various other components aren't looking spectacular. So it needs more work. But given your tactical feedback in making sure that things were where you want them, you are very happy with how everything is laid out.
Yeah, I imagine he would be very much like hardcore talking about ergonomics, about, tilt the actual bows like 45 degrees instead of having the straight-on bow specifically so it can be used around corners a little easier, that sort of shit.
For sure. So a very productive day of testing and tinkering and getting a really good idea of what this crossbow is going to look like is had by the four lads who stayed back in the base. And then Dr. Charles.
Swap my my map view over. I forgot it's still.
Ah yes, that has been everybody's entire time. Sorry. Whoop.
Sorry.
All good. The bus would have come back at this point and no longer contains these idiots. Yeah, so as you guys are like happily patting each other on the back for a job well done of crossbow tinkering, and Kathleen, I think we've determined that your shift ends before Dr. Charles, so you arrive back to the HQ first, followed like I think an hour later by Dr. Charles.
Yeah. Depends on if she's like waiting in the library for me, like.
Catalina would
point.
have gone immediately downstairs, grabbed a test tube file thing, and put the hair in it. She's used a sandwich bag to contain it, because being in a kitchen, I presume there's sandwich bags. There's always sandwich bags. So she's going to move that into like a vial, put that in her pocket, and then she's going to go sit in the library reading a book waiting for Dr. Charles.
Okay. Well,
for some reason, I just believe that sandwich bags in the far-off future are made out of anti-static plastics that that motherboards come in. I don't know why.
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, why the fuck not, man?
I mean, does it? Like, why would you need an anti-static sandwich bag?
Hang on a sec.
Why?
It's used for a lot of other
it does.
All right, then.
That works. Done.
Yeah. Science. So, Catalina, you spend an hour reading reading Sun Tzu's The Art of War or something up in the library.
I was gonna say it's either a ridiculously techie book of like vehicle mechanics or something. Actually, yeah, it's probably vehicle mechanics. It's about like motorcycle modifications.
Okay, so you are looking at vehicle porn, and like as Dr. Charles would walk in, you've like unfolded like a diagram of a motorbike, and I'm going, and then he walks in.
And she'll be like, "Not so fast, Doctor. We need a word."
I figured you would be here.
Duh.
Yes. This is probably a conversation that we should have somewhere a little safer.
Okay. Let me just...
One of the storage rooms.
Fold it up.
Put it away.
And I'll walk down into this storage room so that we can have our conversation without getting everyone involved at the start. We will get everyone involved in a moment while she yells at me.
Mm-hmm.
So, Catalina is the single most contained you've seen her. Like, she's still in, like, almost hospitality mode. No smiles, but she's not showing any of her anger, which is probably more concerning than when she's just absolutely angry. She's just like blank expression and very calm. So, lunch.
Trust me, I wasn't expecting it either. He showed up at the lab. He's my boss's boss.
Okay. So how come he's taken an interest in you?
Because he likes Elfdis. He studied there about a decade ago. Probably would have studied under my father, to be completely honest.
That doesn't add up. There's something else.
He wants me to work on making a spike drive they may have more energy efficient.
What does he need this for?
My guess is normally a Tier 6 spike drive requires a cruiser-sized ship for it to function properly. If he can work out how to make it more energy efficient, he might be able to fit out a frigate with it. Frigate? That's the best estimation as to why I can figure out he wants this to happen.
So he wants you to solve the problem.
Is anyone else available for this conversation?
Not
Not
currently.
yet. I will be.
We're
But-
having a private word before we barge in with everyone else.
But before this becomes an issue, I get it. You were not happy that I was out to lunch with him. Trust me, he literally showed up behind me while I was working. And he wanted to take me out to lunch. If I can get this worked out, and he likes the work, I might be able to get an invite to his party.
Doctor, just be very careful that what you are giving him is not going to cause more people to die. And by people, I mean my people.
I'm not stupid.
Okay. He is just a snake. Also, it was rather an opportune moment that you should enter upon my place of work as well. And she'll pull out the vial and start playing with it.
Is that what I think it is?
I haven't decided yet if I should give this to you. But yes.
Well, for now, keep it.
it's-
Let's go talk to everyone else and discuss my fun adventure today.
Can you do me a tactics roll, Alice? Because that's going to determine how Mordo interprets this.
8.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so the two of you make your way out of the storage closet and will find the rest of the party in the workshop, just enjoying crossbow mechanics.
Walk in and be like, are we going back to medieval England?
I mean, why not? They made them for a reason, and they worked well for a reason.
Yes, but then we got lasers and guns.
Yeah, but do lasers and guns... Well, he puts his pistol on the table. I mean, this thing's silent, but if I fire it next to your ear, you're still going to be deafened. That thing? Put a stake in someone from 50 feet away and dead silent. And dead.
He's dead and son.
I mean,
Wow.
dead silent. They kind of go together. Dead silent gun, dead silent victim. You know.
Same the
Catalina-
same.
Catalina's very uncharacteristically quiet.
So, I had a little visitor at work today.
Yo.
Jakob Hanna decided to visit my lab specifically to talk to me.
Catalina flinches at his name.
That's interesting. Why?
Because apparently, something we didn't know, he studied on Elftus about a decade ago, which would have been around the time that my father was heading the spike drive department there. So,
Actually, Rory, can I ask, considering I do profile checks on people and this is the next job I've been handed, would I have had time to run a profile on him?
Roll me a luck save.
Alright,
yeah.
I'm getting. Oh, every time I get comfy and then I gotta roll some dice. 11. I can't remember if that makes it or not.
It should be the same as Locky, so Locky, what's yours?
11?
Luck save,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's 11.
Just
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you had the time to do, I want to say, a decent amount of research on him. Like, as a politician and a public finger, wow, a public finger. No. As a politician and public finger, like, there would be a decent aspect of information on him that would be available. Like, he is. It is known by the party that he is a family man. He likes to give charitably to educational institutions. He's very pro education in any kind of public forum, mainly because it leads to more scientists to work for him. Things like that.
Does that, of him studying in Elftus, line up?
He had not yet entered the political spectrum at the time of his studying on Alphatus. So,
but he still would have, like, as head of science and stuff, he'd still have PhDs and where he got them. So
that is a very, very good point. I'd say yes.
PhD, College of Elftus or University of Elftus or blah blah blah.
Yeah. So I'd say, like, he completed his master's on Yakuta, but specifically like spent time on Alftis doing his PhD because that's where the best stuff was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So his public records line up with what he's been told by Dr. Charles.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just curious.
Yeah, it's all good.
And he decided to come and invite me to lunch at the Supreme's restaurant. And good food, by the way. If you ever have the opportunity, well worth the money. Not that I had to spend anything. Even better, I guess. But yes, he's looking for a way to customize a tier 6 spike drive.
This is what the tactics role was for. So tell me if I'm overstepping here, Rory. Why does he need a tier 6 spike drive? Did he tell you?
All he would say was that it would help end the war quicker.
That's not for a ship. Yakuta and Harbona are too close to require a spike drive of that caliber.
Yes, but if they're able to travel between systems as quickly as a tier 6 spike drive can do, getting reinforcements and other technology is going to be a lot quicker.
I mean, perhaps, but...
Just to interject, spike drives do more than make traveling between systems faster, they also make traveling in system faster.
And it also means no one can outrun them.
Perhaps, but for me it sounds more like, I don't know, ground-based weaponry, planetary to planetary. Propel a hunk of metal at close to the speed of light into another planet. That's what I'd do with a spike drive of that caliber.
I don't know what his plan is, but I am just as suspicious. I don't think
Oh,
it's
I'm
just for
definitely
ships.
suspicious.
I mean, I spoke to. I tried to get the goss from Sparks a while ago, and on anything happening on the planet, and he said there's power systems around the place, more than's necessary.
Yes, that has something to do with the redacted blueprints that I've been given for the information on the spike drive is from the same set of files that we've taken before of the redacted power systems for charging a ship.
By the way, that's a 10 on tactics, so tell me, Rory, if I've made any logical leaps there that would have been out of my depth.
Your understanding of the situation is, while theoretically that idea would be a clever one, a large reason why Harbona has remained in contention in this war for so long is because they have a very well-made planetary defense system that protects them from vessels and other assaults from orbit. So unless there was some kind of way of knocking out that first, any kind of high velocity impact might be able to be intercepted before it arrives.
You mean like a
Fair.
very fast ship?
Sorry?
Like a very fast ship?
Exactly.
They could take out all their
Okay.
defenses before.
Wrong tree then, but that's fair enough.
It's all good?
My best assumption at the moment, from what he wants me to do with the plans and from what I can gather, is he wants me to customize a tier 6 spike drive so it can be installed on a frigate, which is not normally viable. Unfortunately, this is something I was researching before my accident on Elfdus.
So
I know it's possible, but the likelihood that you're just going to blow up, also very high.
So what's the likelihood that we accidentally have the same error? He says accidentally in long air quotes.
It depends on how well he studied, on whether or not he can see the same mistakes that caused the last problem.
How public are the records of your incident?
Not public at all, because the entire project was top secret.
That's good.
That's
At
why I
least
wasn't
he-
allowed to keep the plans. They're most of the way there. They've made a few of the same mistakes I did, so it's all a matter of how much do I give? At the same time, if worst comes to worst, I could completely level the facility at which they make spike drives. Or at least test them.
Mordo sort of
If
sits
that's to
down.
happen,
Mordo
I
sort of sit.
sorry.
No, it's all good. You go.
If that was to happen, I'd have to get off planet fairly quickly because the psychic reverb off that probably put me in another coma.
Sorry, I'm lagging, so the breaks in your speech are bad. Mordo's just going to sit down on the chair and go, look, I'm pretty okay with killing people, provided I'm aiming at the target and see them through my scope and know who exactly it is I'm killing when I do it. Bombs are a bit different. It's messy. You don't know who's in the building. You don't know who's going down with it. I'm fine sniping as many people as we need to snipe and killing people as long as I can see their faces before I do it. A dirty bomb is something else.
How to put it? This is not exactly a dirty bomb. And we can calculate fairly accurately how powerful the blast can be, depending on
Right.
how much power I give the drive before it goes critical.
No, I get that. But like, look, and he rolls up his sleeve and you just see lines and lines of tattoos. I know the count for me. Don't get to the point where you run out of the count for you.
I try to counteract my count by saving people that deserve it.
No one deserves to be saved, Charles.
At that, Catalina slightly flinches, if you notice. Maybe, maybe not.
I don't notice shit at the moment.
It was more directed at Mordo.
Not everyone in this system deserves to die.
Not what I said either. I'm just saying no one deserves to die or be saved. Dice rolls how it happens. People play the cards they get dealt. And some of us play the winning hand. But I don't want to play the winning hand if it means I lose count of how many winning hands I've played.
It is what it is. This is the job I've been given. I am going to do said job to try and get us a step closer to where we need to be.
I think Mordo's just going to shrug and go, you do you. You're cool.
He's mostly just looking at Catalina.
I think you should at least pretend to help. Maybe make very small progress. Is a good opportunity to get close, but be careful. I do not trust him to not have many ulterior motives. And not just that, I'm pretty sure the only person he is concerned about is himself. I don't think he will second guess or think twice about something happening to you.
I don't doubt that for a second.
I just don't want to see you in 5 weeks' time when you happen to perfect the spike drive and find out it's been used in the terrorist event on another planet.
Duh. Me too.
If that happens, I can tell you now, with all certainty in my head, that this city will cease to exist on this planet. It's that simple.
Mordo says about 5 things in Spanish. And just, can anyone here speak Spanish?
Nope.
No, but I do have. No, it can only be coded to like 2 languages, eh?
Yeah, so you have a translator talk for Chinese and Farsi, are the ones you have on you.
So I don't.
Pim speaks Spanish, but he's not here currently.
I mean,
He is, but he's not.
tell me what you said, and if it's accompanied by you like walking off, I will have Pim make a snarky remark.
No, I don't think he's going to walk off. He's sort of just muttering to himself. But it's a couple of Old Testament verses from the Catholic Bible. Mordo's actually vaguely religious in a vague sense. And a rough translation is basically blood begets blood. Sure, you can do what you want, but if you're going to paint your neighbor's door in blood, it's going to come back to you.
Pim, I feel like Pim would raise an eyebrow and would probably just say, "Oh my, I certainly didn't expect that," and then just say nothing else.
Catalina, after a moment of awkward silence, will break it. Look, if nothing else, we have been presented a potential opportunity, and she'll pull out the vial and hold it.
What's that?
'Tis a piece of hair in a jar.
I'm not following. I've got hairs on my balls too. I could have just given you one of them.
She just like raises an eyebrow at him, like, okay, not what I needed to know.
You weren't here. I have an ability, but it needs a DNA sample.
This is
I can
Yakapana's
change-
DNA.
Okay, right. He still just looks quizzical.
I do not feel right about using this currently, but there is an option potentially of changing one of us into Jakob.
I mean, it sounds better than a dirty bomb to me.
I agree with this, but it is still also risky. There are other risks that could come about. There is too much that we do not know that it would be very hard to pass off as this man. That's what I'm worried about.
I mean, how good is it, Charles?
I can copy him down to a DNA level.
I just like slow whistle.
As long as that is actually his hair. I will have to test it first.
I mean, if I sit down with like, I don't know. Hey, Sparks,
What?
have you got pre-recorded speeches of Hannah?
I mean, yeah, sure.
All his
How many?
political speeches.
He normally only gives speeches if like he's announcing some kind of technology. He doesn't do the whole "Hello everybody, I am government man." So not a lot, like half a dozen over his few years, maybe.
A couple of hours?
I'd probably add it up to a few hours. Yeah, maybe I can. Actually, he did a space TED talk once. That's pretty useful too.
I'm sure he probably also has some like academic lectures as well. that
Yeah,
he's
but
done.
yeah.
I mean, that's enough time to get his mannerisms down at least, and at least his speech patterns.
Here, doctor, you can at least take it and test.
Last thing I want to do is use it to turn someone into a cat.
No, I want to
Don't
see
think that
this
would
shit.
work very well.
Oh, trust me, I'm up for being a cat for a day. They do nothing.
You would be like, actually, let me just.
He would be a cat half the size of a human.
Yeah, you 50% of mass, but you would also be humanoid, so you would be a werecat.
I grab your hand, put it on my face, and just say, fucking meow me.
Dr. Charles, blood me up.
That requires me taking regalia, and that's not happening at the moment.
I sort of let go, and you can see he was half humorous, but he is slightly disappointed.
Well, I will go test to make sure this is human, and I will get to work on a bit of my homework for tonight, I guess.
Make sure it is also male, not female. Who knows?
I know.
I know you do, I'm just worried. Sorry.
It is fine. I'll take it to a lab. Do they have a lab down here?
That'd be a lab.
I don't know.
I imagine with DNA testing, you could roughly estimate what someone's facial features are going to look like, couldn't you?
It's the space future, so probably yes.
I mean, we do that on like Neolithic people today, don't we?
Yes.
Is that DNA based or bone structure?
Mostly bone structure,
structure, yeah.
and
Oh, okay.
stuff like that.
I
We
didn't know
build
that.
muscle on top of the bone and then use that as a basis.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's right. Roll me science. Science, I say.
I will grab my bioscanner and scan away at the thing. That is a 6, 2, and 1. So 9.
It scans as hair from a mature male approximating 40 years. The hair itself appears to have been dyed.
I'm pretty sure it's his. The guy is vain as hell.
A bit, yeah. Though he has excellent taste in suits.
He did. He had the same tailor. Not something I can say very often out here.
Sleep with dogs, get up with fleas.
Okay, so you can confirm the hair is his.
Awesome. I will keep it sequestered away for now. And I will basically just send a thumbs up to Catalina. with
Okay.
His at the bottom.
Catalina will also ask you to make sure that Sparks has a copy of his DNA. Just like the digital scans and stuff. Just in case we need to do that for anything. Use that for anything.
Can be done.
Easy
Yeah.
enough.
I've got a query. As a fair few people here are beginning to feel rather tired and nodding off, I will ask: are there any other preparation attempts to be made for the heisticle before it kicks off? Because if not, I will probably have us end the session here, and next session will begin initiating the party and your infiltration of his house.
There is a conversation Catalina wants to have
Oh,
with
you had the same
Sparks,
thought as me.
but I think I'm too tired to have it, so it's okay.
That's
it
fair
can
enough.
happen at any time.
Indeed. Yeah, I feel like people have a decent understanding of what it is that's going on. Actually, Dr. Charles, roll me a science roll.
A science roll?
Yep.
A science roll. So 7, 8.
Okay. You are given an invitation to the party. You aren't able to completely finish what was asked of you by Hannah in time for the party, but the progress update you sent him leads him to believe you are on the right track and are doing promising work. So he's prepared to humor you and is going to extend an invitation. So you don't need to hack your way in.
I got an invite. So many of these fucking things, it's like everyone else is like, how the fuck do we get in? And I just stroll in like,
I mean, Catalina's gonna stroll in.
I'm here for a job interview. I've been invited by the man hosting the party. You're the one legit person in this group.
Hey, Catalina's legit. She got a job to get in.
Uh-huh.
So did I, but I managed to get a lunch with the Senator for Science of Yakuta somehow.
Yeah, well, not all of us can be in the limelight, man. Catalina's a wanted fugitive.
True.
That's going to be fun. So, that will occur on, Ash, episode 72.
My favorite number.
Hopefully it's your lucky number and we get out without incident.
I mean, I
That
hear
would
it
be
at
nice.
least once every single day, so
Sorry?
I hear it once at least every single day.
From where?
72.
Comes up, yeah.
Okay.
72.
Just a weird fact there for you.
My favorite number is 9, and weirdly enough, 72 is a multiple of 9, so I'm a fan. So, we are ending
What?
We are ending a bit early. I shall also say I am working next Tuesday. I will finish work at 5:30 and we'll get home at 7. So we can still have a sensible duration of a game.
Yeah, boy.
As long as everybody is ready and good to go at 7, we can jump right in.
Put
Kick
yourself,
butt, take names.
put a little reminder in a calendar somewhere to do the texty things for me before work.
Yeah, I will be working 8 hours that day, so I may return home without the mental faculties to
Yeah.
do it on the way. Ooh, junkers.
So who are we going to raid?
Who are we going to raid?
So
Decipher Pup playing Hades?
I was gonna say I've got a friend of mine who's streaming The Legend of Zelda. I'm trying to see which one.
Probably,
Triforce Heroes.
So
That's a
the
new... Yeah.
isn't Triforce Heroes the multiplayer game?
Yeah. It was the
That sounds fun.
originally Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
one, I think.
Yeah, do
It's
it.
an old uni friend of mine, so that'd be nice. He
I was
doesn't
gonna-
stream very often, so it'd be nice to give him a little raid.
I was
For
going to
sure.
say either that or the GameStorm was playing Orwell, because Orwell is an amazing game.
It is.
If you ever get the opportunity to play Orwell. It's a little indie game where you play a investigator for an agency in an Orwellian style future.
Oh, I just pulled a Rory.
Don't let that become a thing of farting and being put off by your own farts being called a me.
Yeah, we probably
I
should.
beg of you.
He's the space
should-
master. We
should-
should be nice.
It's too
Yeah,
late.
that's
If
not
you're not,
my
he'll just be
legacy.
like, and you're all
Oh.
dead.
I just did a Space Master.
Space Master.
There you
all over
go.
the place.
The Space Master came to visit.
Okay, bye, I guess.
I'm sorry, Rory. We love you.
Stop, Ray,
thanks,
please.
thanks for watching us, guys. Have a good night.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do the
Huzzah.
raid now.
Bye.